Going to be a little more chatter right now about Rashad Weaver. Here he is, Chris Sims' number 4 prospect at the edge rusher position. Pittsburgh Panther defensive end Rashad Weaver. Rashad, good morning. How are you, pal?
Good morning. I'm good, just counting down the days, working out, doing what I can to be ready, get there for a rookie minicamp, whatever team decides to, pick me and bet on me.
Got to be a weird time in your life as you just wait for this arbitrary selection. Where am I going to be living for the next 4 years, maybe a lot longer than that? How do you deal with that uncertainty where basically you look at the map and there's 30 different cities where you could end up, and you're going to find out just like the rest of us do when somebody gives you a phone call coming up here in 8, 9, or 10 days?
Yeah, honestly, I'm a super structured person and like to have a plan and stuff. So that's kind of the stuff I've been stressing over, like where am I moving, all this stuff. I'm trying to leave Pittsburgh, go back home to Florida for a month, and where am I going to go after that? But actually, team-wise, I know wherever I get picked, it'll be a blessing and all the work will pay off. So I'm not really worried about what city, but it's just the waiting game until I get there, that stresses me a little bit.
What is the approach right now as far as like training and things like that? Do you take some time off and try to just enjoy the next 10 days? Or are you still putting it pretty hard? Just for all those viewers out there, I want to know, you were eating some food while we were on commercial break. You're trying to keep that weight up. I like that. But what's your approach right now 10 days out?
Yeah, no, after pro day, I took off. Our pro day was on Wednesday. I took the rest of that week off, and I got right back to it that upcoming week. These past 2 weeks, me, Jimmy Morrissey, and Bryce Hargrove have been at the facility with Coach D from the strength staff, and getting in those grinding days. We're putting in work. We're having finishers every day. We're doing all type of stuff. Just putting in work, hitting the field, getting our wind up, short sprints, long running. And we're just working because we know once we get there, we're back at the bottom of the totem pole, and we have to, gain the trust of the coaches and of the players that are already there, one way or another.
Let's peel back the curtain a little bit, too. Rashad was very polite. He began to eat during the break because he saw that Chris was eating. He did not realize that Chris wasn't eating. Chris had his big, giant makeup brush out, and he was digging in because Rashad, I'm sure you can see Chris, it's not a 5-head, it's a 6-head on Chris Sims. So good on Rashad to make sure that he had time to have a little breakfast while we were waiting to come back from break. Hey, Rashad, I pride myself on my research. I do some high-level research on the people we have on the show. And here's the best one I got for you. Your middle name is awesome. Rashad Capone Weaver. Tell me about how you got Capone as your middle name.
Man, I might have to throw that on a jersey one game if they let me do that. But, yeah, my middle name, honestly, I have super young parents. They had me when they were teens. And, my mom was like a tomboy when she was in high school. And, I think she just stumbled across that from Al Capone, and she liked it. And that's what she threw in as my middle name.
It's awesome. I love it. It's a great name. Florio loves it. He perked up when he heard that. All right. I'm always intrigued by this, Rashad. Of course, as you know, I'm a big fan of yours. I think you're without a doubt one of the 5 best edge pass rushers in the draft. But, how do you deal with all – it's nitpicking time. People are always picking away at your game. How do you deal with all the negative stuff you hear, out there in the media and from certain scouts in the media and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, I appreciate you. I feel like you recognize the game and you see what I bring to it. And with that, I think it's just kind of people that they're either bored or they truly don't know what they're talking about. Because some of the stuff you mentioned, where I see myself, I try not to see.
Right.
It's just not feedback I get from teams or coaches. It's almost the exact opposite. Sometimes you wish you just you got noticed more about media, but at the end of the day, media doesn't matter. They're not going to be the ones calling my phone on draft day. They're not the ones I've sat in Zooms with that have told me what they love about my game and stuff like that. So, that's what I kind of try to focus on. And over the past couple months, I've unfollowed more and more draft accounts because I feel like they don't know what they're truly talking about at some points. And again, they're not who matters. I know they have a job and they have to try to guess what they know best or try to get clicks and stuff like that. But at think it is what it is.
Mike, can I ask one more question just off that real quick, just if you don't mind? Just I'm curious too. Like, don't you? Some of the stuff is crazy. Like no bend. Not a twitchy athlete. Like I don't know. Your bend is what jumped out to me. I was like, this guy really is great coming around the edge, dipping the shoulder, all that. Do you feel like you at least answered questions with your pro day where you put up some pretty big numbers where I think people are going to go, whoa, wait, this guy's a better athlete than I thought?
Yeah, and I think even with that, again, with the bend, I think meeting with outside linebacker coaches, DN coaches, all that, they talk about my ankle and how I bend for being a 6'4", 6'5" guy. Right. Getting down there, my pass rush moves and all that type of stuff. And again, I'm the first off the line. Some of the coaches even talk about sometimes it doesn't look like you're moving as fast as you are just because how lengthy you are.
Yeah, you're long.
They realize it and stuff like that. But yeah, with pro day, I think it went great. I could have had a little faster 40. I'll blame it on the new turf. It was like 4 inches tall, but everything else was great. My agility and my drills and everything. I knocked it out the water, and I think it just got paid less attention to than if it was somebody else because, I told my agent it just doesn't fit the narrative. I mean, coming in running a sub 7 3-cone, somebody else does that they like, it's going to be on Twitter for the next month, and they're going to be blowing it up, I run a decent shuttle. It was a good shuttle to other people, but I ran faster shuttles than that at my training. I could have ran in the 4.1s on my shuttle easily. But, those just don't fit the narrative to me and what they want to say about me. So I think it just kind of got swept under the rug. But again, the people that matter seen it.
Hey, Rashad, injuries happen in football. You had the torn ACL in 2019. What did you learn the most about yourself going through that very grueling and demanding and challenging rehab to get back to 100%?
Yeah, so for me, I'd say something I always knew about myself, but just even showed it more. Is I'm super mentally tough, and it is what it is type of person. Like it happens, so let's grind. But something I really learned about myself and grew was my patience. It just wasn't my year for me to go be an All-American and go to the NFL that year. I just needed to, go with the game plan and the timeline of my life and, rehab and get better mentally at football, physically, my body, and then come out in 2020 and take a full opportunity of every chance given, especially with the COVID year and not knowing how many games we play.
But, all right, fun question. All right. I mean, because I do my research too and, of course, know what you look like. Where'd your blonde hair go, man? I thought we were going to be two blondes on here together. Talking ball. What the hell happened with you, man? Come on. Yeah, we got the dirt on you.
Hey, I had the blonde this past season. That's the first time I ever did anything to my hair. Again, I don't step out of my comfort zone that much, but I was like, it's COVID, so no one's going to see me except for at the games.
We see you.
If I don't like it that much, I can cut it off. But yeah, it grew out. I got it a little bit cut off every time I went and got a haircut, and it's all gone now.
Okay.
It's always jarring when you see a defensive player, especially a defensive lineman, with a number in the teens. 17, we flashed that up there a few times. What put you in number 17 as a defensive end?
So I've been playing tackle football since I was in 3rd grade. I started out with tackle football and all that. And, like a lot of guys in college or even NFL, when you're younger, you play quarterback, because they want the best athlete, best player to have the ball in their hand. And growing up, Peyton Manning was my favorite player, so I just got one number under him, and I played quarterback my whole life up until high school. So that's just kind of where I got that. I switched over to a different number in high school because I played tight end and DN for the first time, and then when I got back to college, I just texted Coach Narduzzi as a freshman, and I was like, can I have 17? Let's go back to the roots where I started wearing when I was, a kid playing football. And, they're making the rule now. Outside linebackers might be able to get that number. So hopefully when the team drafts me as outside linebacker, I can maybe throw it on. If there's not a skill position that'll take it from me.
Yeah, I bet. I know. I figured you'd have your eye on that 17. And can you throw it? Can you throw the football a little bit? I'd like to see you throw. I can't picture your big butt dropping back and being a quarterback.
I could throw before these shoulders got banged up playing D-line.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I brought up the Montez Sweat comparison a little bit when I was doing, you got a pro player comparison, right? Who's the guy, in the NFL that you look at or you model your game at or you think you're maybe the most similar to?
Yeah, so I mean, naturally, I just always go for the big guys, that are explosive and adequate speed, but maybe not 4.4s, 4.5, those type of guys. So I've watched a lot of Chandler Jones.
Right.
That's a lengthy guy that just destroys guys with his length and um, is unorthodox with his moves and does some crazy stuff to utilize his own skill set. Watch some Jason Pierre-Paul, another big defensive end that just
Right.
gets up the field and causes havoc in the backfield. Everyone's favorite, especially as me growing up, J.J. Watt, just because he can play up and down the line, and then he can impact the game on any play, which I feel like I can. He stops the run, he gets to the quarterback, and he deflects passes, which I just feel like that's all of my skill sets. So those are just a few of the guys, I try to take from and watch.
Rashad, you strike me as someone who is very structured, very organized, a man with a plan, guy who wants to know where he is right now, where he's going, but for the fact that nobody knows where you're going in the draft. But tell us what you're going to be doing during the draft. I got a feeling you've got it all mapped out, where you're going to be, who's going to be there, where the phone's going to be, which channel you're going to have on this TV, what food's going to be there. Give us an idea of what it's going to look like to be Rashad Weaver on draft night.
Yes, I mean, I already got my outfit out. I got my outfit ready. I'll be down in Cooper City, Florida, with my best friend from here at Pitt, Keyshawn, my best friend from high school, mom, dad, sister, both sets of grandparents, and my best friend from high school's parents because we're having it at his house. I know they're still asking me what kind of food. I haven't decided yet, but I know what the dessert is already. And then, I haven't decided. I'm either not going to watch it and just wait for my phone to ring. I'm going to go sit in the other room while they watch it, or I'll be sitting there staring at the screen, sweating. But that's the main game plan.
All right. So the main game plan, give me a little scouting report on the giddy up. I want to know what you're wearing. Okay. Let me hear it. Come on.
It's a surprise.
Okay, fine.
It's nothing. I have our own clothing brand, me and my teammate here, called Dreams to Reality. So I'll have a nice shirt on there.
Cool.
Nice pair of shoes to match the shirt, and I'll be relaxed in a pair of shorts, some gym shorts to complete the outfit. I'll be in nice sunny South Florida.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What dessert? Like what are we talking about there? What are we gonna crush?
The first on the list was bundt cake. They got this bundt cake place down there. It's amazing. But I only have a few pieces because I'm trying to keep this weight under control. You see me eating because I have my meal prep. That's healthy food. So.
Okay.
Hey, Rashad, we wish you all the best, and we'll be thinking of you as you're picked, and we can't wait to see where you end up. Congratulations to you. All the best to your family. It's great you got all your grandparents. It's great they're going to be able to share that moment with you. Tell your mom, excellent selection on the middle name, and we'll see where Rashad Capone Weaver gets drafted coming up here in 8 or 9 days. Thanks, Rashad. All the best to you.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.